when I talk to university professionals, a lot of the times they'll tell me like they want to retain black men. And I tell them, yo, if you want to retain black men, you got to make black men feel seen.
Come on now.
The only way to retain us is to make us feel seen, heard, and understood. That's through programming. That's through the way you speak to us. That's through the way faculty interacts with us. That's through what we see on campus. That's through how you prioritize our experiences.
You got to ask yourself every day, like, are you just surrounded or are you supported? Are you surrounded or are you supported? We surrounded all the time. Your buddy in the dorm room, he there. Your homeboy on stage at the party, he there. Homecoming, he there. You surrounded. But are you supported when you go out and you want to step outside your comfort zone or you want to do something different? Was you supported tonight when somebody else was doing whatever else and you said, nah, I want to go tap into the holistic approach on the man, right? The mental health. Was you supported? Because that support is what you need. And that's what happened tonight. I seen many men come in here as a group, collectively, wolf pack. Like, it's crazy. And that's definitely the goal and the platform that you push, right? The supportness of the black man as they go through their mental health struggles and things of that sort, and getting connected.
Oftentimes, our go-to for dealing with life's problems is, I'm gonna just grind it out. I'm going through something right now, but I still gotta grind it out. And I was telling the brothers here, like, I understand that. There's gonna be a time in your life where you're gonna be going through something, and unfortunately, you're still gonna have to grind out some things. But if you make that your default for everything, when you're going through stuff, you'll end up 70, 75, 80, and all you've been doing your whole life is grinding through, but you've never taken the time to stop and address the actual trauma that you've built up during that time, right? So yes, you can be positive. Yes, you can focus on the positives that you have in your life, but you also at some point in time have to take the time to address the trauma in a healthy way so that you can be able to process, unpack that, and deal with it so that it's not impacting you as you go about your life. It's not impacting your family.
We grind it out by nature because the moment that we were young and the moment that we wanted to express ourselves as a black man, right? Or a black boy, it was shot down. You don't have no problems. You know how many times you done heard, well, you 13, you don't have no problems? What problems? You ain't got no problems? Like, no, it's 13, it's 11-year-olds out here that's struggling, right? And so for me, just being vulnerable, I grew up in that generation. So now I have a son and I had to learn that, no, boy or not, my son just turned 10. Like, if you cry, I don't care if you're 13. Let's get to the bottom of it. What's the reason you cry? It's gonna come a point in time where you can't grind it out, or you've been grinding too hard. And now you don't know how to express yourself. And so to your point, you don't want to be 70 or 80 that's done grinded your whole life away without addressing it. Because if you at 70 or 80, I promise you probably done had some kids that had some kids, and now they done created a whole generation of grinding, right? So it has to be some kind of balance. I'm full because of the men that showed up. It doesn't always have to be this notion or this assumption that every time a man gets together, it's to play video games or it's to talk about how big a woman's butt is or different things like that. Like, let's have some deep conversations. Like, bro, I'm going through today. I'm depressed today. Even if you don't express it back to me, at least I put it out there like, oh, my man Rod going through some things. I might be going through the same things. I'm probably, like I said, the trust issue, I'm probably not even gonna say nothing crazy to you about what you going through, but at least that's opening up. And so now this the second or the third time that my man struggling. Man, you know what, dog? I've been going through it too. I'm having female problems too. But you're not sitting there talking about it because you're gonna be scared to be judged. As you get older, me and my frat brothers, we check in all the time on different things, right? Because we're at this level now where we're like, bruh, we understand mental health is real.
Right.
Some of us done lost individuals and different things, seeing mental breakdowns. And so that's what I don't want for these young men to happen. So as a black man, we need a space only for us. Away from women, away from chaos, away from kids, wives, or whatever. We need to have at least a certain place where we can go and be vulnerable like this, or where I can go to a space and play a video game, or I can go watch a game. What I've discovered is when the world is crazy and it's chaotic, and all the pressure and the weight of the world is on my shoulders, and I'm about to crack, all it literally takes for me is to get away and go be with my brother or or my frat brother or by myself or whatever, and you give me about a good 2.5, 3 hours of just some me time, I'm good. I'm ready to get back to the BS and the whatever else, the world and the family. And I'm just being honest. It might take, let me go watch 2 football games with my brother or hang out. And so it's hard to understand as a man that you need those spaces and then really express it, or to understand that you really need those spaces, right? If you talk to me and ask why or how am I the man that I am today, I would literally look you in your face and say, I am the man I am today to my friends, to my children, to my wife, by doing the exact opposite of everything my dad did. Sometimes individuals will tell you straight up, I had an in-home absent father. So you might have had your dad in your life for 30 years, but was he fathering? Oftentimes we're afraid to share our thoughts. We just seen it earlier. But then once we share it, it's amazing. You don't have to be a 10 to teach a 2, because all you need to be is a 3. Oftentimes we think we got to be up here. We think we're going to reach. You'll never reach a 10, but for you opening your mouth, sharing your experience or whatever the case may be, that's that 3. That's all that 3 I needed to get that 2 up. That's the only, my experience with depression, my experience with my girl cheating on me, my experience with a side of thought, that's a 3. That's all I need to get that 2 from going in and harming himself. What we don't do as young men nowadays, we don't conversate. We don't sit to that uncle. We don't talk to that granddaddy. We don't talk to that stranger on a park bench and things like that. Because at this age, I'm ready to give, like, it's free game. The stuff, the individual gems and jewels that we drop each and every day, we're not even charging for it. Found that mentor. It's mentors out here that you can find and that will bring you on and show you literally the game of how to be successful, or how to make it out of the way, and how to, if you want the bag, become a millionaire. They will literally walk you through it, get in the car, ride you through it, show you all those things. But it's something about the younger generation also that I haven't figured out. And that's why I was about to poll them in the audience about what is it that makes you so hesitant to get that. And I'm speaking because I talk to each and every individuals on the regular. What makes it so uncomfortable for a young man and a young black man to actually go get this free game?
You're uncomfortable with your story and who you are and your identity a little bit. And that makes it so that you're hesitant to talk to people, because you're like, I don't really even know, because what am I going to say? But what if they judge me for this? And you got to stop thinking about all that. But the only way you're going to stop thinking about that is if you get more comfortable with who you are. So while you doing the listening to music thing and all that type of stuff, like, that's great. I need you to spend some time in self-reflection. I need you to spend some time, like, asking yourself, like, who am I? Who do I want to be? What do I want to do? And not just asking yourself, asking God too. You got to pray, bro. And then once you start figuring stuff out, start writing stuff out. Start making a plan, making it clear for yourself so that you know who you are. So that it's simple. When you start talking about who you are, what you want to do, you can easily spit that out. I don't ever have to think about my intro to people. I don't ever have to think about how am I going to, what's my story when I go talk to people and tell people what my story is, or how I started this business, or why I do what I do, because I know it's rooted in me. So I want you to get to the point where your identity is so rooted in you, you never feel uncomfortable explaining yourself.